Hello and welcome back to another video. Today's is going to be pretty quick because I'm fighting back a headache and I didn't prepare, and writing and reading caused more of a headache, so we're gonna make this quick. So it's close to the end of March, so this is gonna be kind of a slight review on my March goals and then kind of my change in goals and the goals that I have for April as well. So for March, I had 6 goals, and I can link that video in the description below if you want to check it out. And they were split into 4 different categories. So one of them was a physical category, and that was to walk or run, which I have not started running again, although I have more of a desire to, for at least 60 minutes, 6 days a week. I pretty much did that. There was a couple of days where, just due to like events and stuff happening, I didn't have time quite for 60 minutes, and so I just made up for it the next day. There was one day I was just not going, it wasn't happening, and then actually yesterday it was just 30 minutes because I would have been caught in a thunderstorm if I walked for longer than that. So I did pretty much hit that, or I hit, yeah, almost every day. Some days though it felt like more of a chore, so I don't know how I felt about it having it as like a goal, because it felt like something then that I had to do, and I realized too I need to change my language around goals, as this is something that I am choosing to do, especially this just for like my own health. And it was pretty easy to get my like to talk myself into it because I genuinely do enjoy walking. We've actually had a lot of nice weather this last month too. So I'd be out walking in the sun. I did actually get like a little bit of a tan one day. It was sunny enough. And I listened to the Harry Potter books, which I only have 2 left, on my walks, and that's really the only time that I listen to them. So it's like pretty easy to get myself to get going. But it did make me realize I need to change my language around my goals. It's like, as this is something that I have to do, because I don't, but this is something that I choose to do for, reasons X, Y, and Z. The next one that I had was a mental goal, and I'm actually keeping it for April. And that was to meditate every single day. And so I kind of fell off here. I do actually really enjoy meditating, and it does help me a lot. And I was meditating before bed. So I would literally like brush my teeth, stretch, meditate, and go to bed. And that was working really well until I decided to go on what I'm calling more of like a natural sleep cycle. So I would just stay awake and like keep working on stuff, and it's usually editing videos that late at night until I get tired. And so that way I'm working when I have energy, which is actually at night. I usually get an energy boost at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And so I don't go to bed until like 2:30 in the morning, which is fine. It works great for me. Even if I have to get up and do something the next morning, and I sleep like 5 hours, whatever, I'll survive. Um, but I am tired, right? It's not like, oh, it's bedtime and I'm gonna, like lay awake for an hour, but like I'm legitimately tired and I want to just go to bed and fall asleep. And it's a chore to even get myself to like brush my teeth, let alone meditate. So I have not been meditating for like a week and a half. And I think even before that, I was only a couple of days. So what I'm going to be doing for April is changing that a bit, because I really liked meditating in the evenings. That just works for me. If it's like first thing in the morning, then I just want to go back to bed. So I like meditating in the evenings. And I think I'm just going to start taking a break at like 9 or 10 o'clock at night and meditating for 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes. It's not that long. It's not that difficult. For me, it's not difficult anymore because I've been meditating for a lot of this year for 10 minutes. So that's what I'm going to be doing in April, is just making sure I take a break in the evening. I may even take a break earlier. I may just decide to like meditate after eating my dinner or something, right, at like 7 o'clock. So we'll see, but that's how I'm changing it, so I can actually meditate because I love it. But I have no energy for it at the time that I have been meditating. The next 2 were mental goals. So, nope, just kidding. Meditating was a mental goal. The next 2 are emotional goals. So one of them was to do a brain dump, so to just sit and write whatever came to mind. At times when I felt resistance, and so this is usually before I start work, I would feel resistant to it, right? Like, I don't want to do this, or I can do this tomorrow. I love just doing things tomorrow, or saying I'm going to do things tomorrow. And so doing a brain dump really, really, really helped. I think I did like 4 or 5 of them this month, and oh my gosh. I mean, I would literally write, I mean, and my notebook, like my journal, is like this big, but I would fill like a page and a half of just like ramblings of like what's going on in my head and all these like thoughts and worries and fears and concerns and just whatever. But then they were like gone. They were out of my head. They were on the page. They weren't running through them. Like, I had paid them attention enough to like write them down. And I wasn't having those rambling thoughts anymore. And so I could just work. It was like magic. It's crazy. And so I think I could actually, there are probably times I could have utilized that more, but it's something that like I'm just starting to do. So something I still kind of like forget about that I could actually do, and it helps me. But it was, yeah, it was insane. It was insane how well a brain dump worked. The next one was to say to myself in the mirror, I love myself unconditionally right now. I forgot about that so much. I mean, I probably did that, I don't even think 10 times. I just keep forgetting about it. The times that I have done it has been amazing. Like, I actually really love it. Like, I like get really close to the mirror and like sit like this and then say it to myself. And a lot of times it would turn into more. And so I would say, I love myself unconditionally right now. I accept myself unconditionally right now. I am enough right now, like as I am right now. And then there are times too where I would start thinking like either like different parts of my body that are not are whatever that like in the past I've told myself is like fat or looks bad or whatever, and I would be like, yes, even that too, like I accept that even right too, or like habits that I'm doing that I want to change, or I think are bad habits, but like, yes, I accept even that. I love myself even with that right now. And so it turned into this like big, well, I don't know about big thing, but like a bigger thing. And it, it was good. It made me feel really good. So that's something that it's not one of my goals for April, but it's certainly something that I want to keep remembering and trying to do a little bit more often. Not necessarily like every day, but just whenever I'm like, I kind of need this right now just to do it because it made me feel really good. The last 2 were work ones, so it was to catch up on my calendar. So I had this calendar really like through February. It's like stuff to do every day, and I was like 2 weeks behind. Was to catch up on it by March 9th. I did that on the 7th, so check. And then the last one was to post to Instagram 6 days a week. I did miss 2 days. The one day the Instagram was down, and then yesterday I totally forgot. So other than that, I did post 6 days a week. I think there was one time at my cousin's wedding, I didn't get it on Saturday, and so I posted on Sunday, but whatever. And I mean, I did that, and I do post to Instagram 6 days a week. I did a lot of the times beforehand, but I was like missing days, and I was like, oh, whatever, I missed a day. But I've actually been a little bit more intentional, I guess. Like, the content all kind of works together except for my Saturdays because those are just like irrelevant. But everything really kind of works together, and the captions, it's not like one, they're not like all different things. Like, it's all, I don't know if I'm really making any sense here. But it's not just, oh, I'll put this up, oh, I'll put this up, I'll say this, I'll say that, but it's like it all kind of, it's like on the same path essentially. Maybe that's just where I'm at now, but I don't know, my Instagram makes more sense to me. I don't know how to articulate that, but it makes more sense to me. So that's all I had for March. Next page. Sorry if you hear the rustling of paper. I have my, notes for this. I am changing the way that I'm doing goals. I did write about this in a blog post, so I will link that below as well. But I'm having like one, what I call my big mama goal. And the one that I have for right now is for next February. And I have not told anyone. I don't know if maybe I'll decide to tell anyone between now and then, until like it actually is happening, and I should like probably have to tell people. But I have a big goal, and that is my main focus. Just having one goal. Maybe I put this in a video, not a blog post. whatever. I'll link whatever it's in down below. I'll figure it out when I hopefully don't have a headache later today. We'll see. And so I have one goal, one focus that's like, I don't know. I call them like gold and silver levels, which sounds weird, but for some reason that's just like what my brain goes to. So that's my big goal that I'm working towards for next February, and that takes priority. That takes priority over any other goals. Like that work has to be done no matter what. And then I do have 3 goals for April. So one of them is meditating, so taking a break at some point in the evening whenever it feels right for me, or just making myself be like, hey, you've been staring at your computer screen for 3 hours. Let's take a break and meditate. And the other one is pretty easy too. It's probably the reason that I have a headache is because I've only been drinking like 40 ounces of water a day, and I usually drink like 60 to 80. So my goal is 100 ounces of water every day. And this isn't part of the goal, but I used to have like lemon ginger water in the morning, and I like loved that, and I want to get back to that too. But yeah, 100 ounces. I'll probably stop getting headaches and like these little like pulses in the back of my scalp too. It'd just be like a little singe of pain, and then it's gone, and I would love for that to go away. So more water. And then the last one is like a little bit more work. It's not easy. It's not just like, oh, just drink more water, and I just need to remember to like empty my water bottle twice a day and then some. And to meditate. So this one is to do something I've been putting off 4 days a week. And the reason I have 4 days a week is because I made a list of everything that I could think of that I have been putting off. I kind of did like a mental walkthrough of like my apartment and the work that I need to do, and like my car and stuff too, because one of them is to carpet clean the seats in my car. So I have a list, I think it is like 16 or 17 things. So I may have to do like 5 things one week, but to do something I've been putting off 4 days a week. And if I end up doing 4 things in one day, that's fine. So I guess really it's to do 4 things that I've been putting off every week, rather than 4 days a week. That makes more sense, because I don't care if I do 1 a day or I do 4 one day and just be done with it. So those are my goals for April. None of them necessarily like pertain to my big goal for next February, my gold level big mama goal, as I'm calling it, whatever I just feel like saying in the moment apparently. But the water and the meditating both contribute like to my health, both mentally and physically, and kind of all ways. And so that will just help me work towards that goal. And then the third one of putting something off actually kind of can. Some of that actually does pertain to it. Some of the work that I need to do. Some of the things I've been putting off. But also just gets me in the habit of like doing things and like not putting things off for as long, and like getting things done instead of putting them off. It could potentially lead into that, I can't tell the future, so who knows, but that will also help. So I could probably just like tie anything to it if I wanted to. But those are just the things I want to focus on for April. Obviously like drinking water is not gonna like inhibit my ability to achieve my goal for next February. So sure that will happen every day, no matter what. But that is all that I have for this week. I think it's end up not going to be all that short of a video, but that's okay. And that is all that I have for this week. So as usual, absolutely enjoy your weekend. Make it fabulous, make it amazing, and I will see you guys, for another personal development update journey thing next Friday.